Hello, I'm Aquatic and welcome back to another secret featured video. These are videos I make on my channel every single time an update comes out for Minecraft Console Edition to let you know about features that are included in the update but they're not included on the official changelog. The reason these are so-called secret features is because the only way you can find out about them is to either stumble across them in the game by yourself or to watch one of these videos. And today I figured let's talk about 6 secret features found in the Aquatic update. One of them I hope is a bug that might be fixed but I'm not too certain it is, and 5 of which are features not found on the changelog, which are pretty amazing, including the last one, which is so big by itself. It's a mega secret feature. There are so many different things you can do with it, and it's not mentioned on the changelog at all. You might not have even thought about it before watching this video, and that's why I figured let's talk about all of them. I hope you're as excited as I am today. You can like the video if so, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets know you do like these sorts of videos. If you're curious as to how excited I am, it's the only way I can match my mental excitement with a visual one is to be next to the baby llamas in the brand new tutorial world. That's right, they've got llamas in the tutorial, but yeah, we're not here to talk about those llamas. We're here to talk about the first feature, which you might not have known. It was referenced in the screenshots for the update, but it was referenced nowhere on the changelog, so a lot of people have been amazingly surprised by this, so I figured I'd share the good news with all of you. There are now monster spawners found in the creative inventory. This is a Minecraft Bedrock exclusive, only found on Pocket Edition, etc. But now here it is in Minecraft PS4, as well as Minecraft 360, etc. It's huge news, and the reason it's huge news is because previously, to make mob spawners, you had to find them in the wild. Now you can pick out, find one of these mob spawners from the creative inventory, place it wherever you want on top of the hill, and put any mob you want in there. Do you want to have a salmon spawner? You can do that. Do you want to have a phantom spawner? You can do any of these things, because guess what? As long as you have the spawner block, which you can only get in creative of course, and as long as you have a spawn egg, again, also only available in creative, you can now make your own mob spawners. This is absolutely huge news, and it's just, again, it's one that's super exciting for map makers, and I know there's a huge map making community out there for Minecraft Console Edition still, so the fact that, they can still make the maps they want to make and go to the next level is absolutely amazing, and I'm happy for you guys. So, things that you might be able to experience yourself if that's not your thing, because I love mob spawners, the possibilities they open are almost endless, but personally I think because there is a mob cap in Minecraft Console, they've got some, issues of them, and speaking of mob caps, they've actually been reorganizing the mob caps in this update, because they've now made it so that there is a limit to the number of fish you can have in a world based on the number of squid you do have. So as you can see, if I spawn in all the salmon I want, it's going to say the maximum number of fish and squid in a world has been reached. There is a maximum number of fish and squid, which means that if you've got the maximum number of fish, like hiding in a corner somewhere, squid won't be able to spawn naturally. Again, there's not really any use to this one, but it's kind of a weird one. And likewise, if you have too much squid somewhere, you won't find fish lying around the place. What is the use to this? I mean, I guess because pufferfish is dangerous, you can spawn, spam like salmon, have a salmon farm, and kind of keep things secret that way. It's a really bizarre one, but it is something you've got to keep in mind. Also, similarly, they've added a new mob cap exclusively for the phantom. Again, usually mobs have mob caps for a group of mobs, like, the chickens, the cows, etc. However, phantoms have their own spawn cap, and it's crazy low. Again, in any world I've tried so far, it's been 5 phantoms at once. So if you're scared of being chased by a lot of phantoms in Minecraft, in this version of the game, it's only 5, and that's either really cool or potentially really limiting. But still, 5 phantoms is the limit as far as I'm aware. I think more can spawn naturally off that point, but not using spawn eggs at the very least. Again, there's different spawn caps for spawn eggs versus natural spawning, but there are spawn caps that have been rearranged in this update. That is the second secret feature. So let's move on to the third secret feature found within this update, because it is the fact that, okay, so you can swim in this update, you're all familiar with that, right? Really cool thing, arguably not referenced by itself, but the thing that definitely isn't referenced is the fact that they've taken Java Edition swimming and not Bedrock Edition swimming, even though this update is basically based on the Bedrock Edition. In fact, it's not basically, it's taken nothing but Bedrock Edition features, including stuff like salmon, like you've seen earlier. However, one of the odd things is the fact that when you're swimming in this update, you can now officially go dive mining. So yeah, diving in Minecraft allows you to go on a 1x1 block. This is the same across Bedrock and across Java, but as you can see, once you exit the water just like this, you can now mine in a 1x1 hole, which means you can now do something called dive mining. I've shown it off recently. It's the most efficient mining technique, and it's only available on Java Edition and now on Console Edition too. So yeah, dive mining officially added via this update. Really cool one if you ask me. I think it's nice little addition to the game. 4th up again, so that's kind of cool. Again, it's the really, we've gone from like, okay, this is nice to know, so ooh, that's really cool. We can dive mine way more efficiently, like I hope you've seen from that video. If you don't know, basically just dive mining. It's there isn't a more efficient way to mine that we're aware of that is easy to do than using just one bucket and going down below. However, a thing that is rather interesting and weird that they left it off the changelog is that they left off basically 6 types of oceans from the changelog. So on the changelog, they reference icebergs as this being a structure you can find. And this is a little bit misleading because, I mean, they are a structure, but they're found only in a type of biome, the frozen ocean. As you can see, it's a frozen ocean with icebergs above it, and this is what they look like in Java. If you have small biomes, they're going to look tiny. It's a whole fun thing. The reason that you should love these places, though, is because they're filled with blue ice. I think I saw some just over there. There is blue ice all around these places, and blue ice is absolutely amazing. So you want lots of this blue ice, that's great, come to the icebergs. However, the thing they left off the changelog is they left off literally 7 types of oceans. So what they referenced on the changelog was that there is now going to be some warm oceans, some lukewarm oceans, and some cold oceans. But they missed off frozen oceans, and then they missed off the deep frozen oceans, they missed off the deep, warm oceans, the deep, etc., the deep, all of those other oceans. So there's 6 types of oceans they didn't reference. Most importantly for you, this means that there are things called frozen oceans. You can now find frozen parts of your Minecraft world which contain other things on there. And again, this is going to come in especially useful later on, but just keep that in mind for now. So with that said, let's move into the next little secret feature here, because I think this one is honestly the one which I find controversial. Like, either it's a cool thing for you, or like me, you find it problematic, because if you're playing in creative, it creates real issues. Again, in survival, this might make some sense, but in creative, this is weird, and in both of them, it's different to Bedrock and to Java Edition. So, what is this weird feature? It is the way watercolor works in this update. So, the reason I'm flying so high is to kind of give you a good idea of how ocean colors do work. Because the thing about these ocean colors is that, as you can see, the ocean is a huge thing which is always colored blue when you're above it. As you can see, while I'm above the ocean right now, it's always blue. But the ocean in front of you is its actual color. This is what oceans look like in Bedrock or in Java. They've got the really nice coloring that blends from biome to biome. However, when you're next to water, it looks blue. So even if I go to a mushroom biome, which has some of the most beautiful coloring in Minecraft Bedrock, you can see how, while I'm here, the water is perfectly blue. If I get some distance away, like I'll do, the water will turn into the beautiful, or the arguably, let's say the controversial kind of grey the mushroom biomes are meant to have. Same with the spruce biome, same with all these different, biomes. It's a really, really bizarre thing. And yeah, long story short is that you can see there is lots and lots of, dark blues where there should be more complex colors. And I don't know what I think about this. Like, on the one hand, it means water is consistent where you are, but it means that there's this misleading fact that water looks different in the distance to where you are right now. You can tell what biome the water is in from a distance. Like, look, there is some sand biome, or some desert water, there's some mesa water, and there's some water around it. But when you're up close, that all fades away. There's dark and there's light, and I think this is a error. I hope this is an error, but if not, it's the weirdest console exclusive. There's also a lot of other lighting issues I hope are bugs too, but for now, there's only a few things we can reference at a time. But yeah, long story short, like, look at this, by the way. You just can't see anything when you're underneath a cave underwater. It's just awful in certain points underwater. So yeah, just keep in mind, the water rendering in this update is wildly different to anything else. Anyway, I said I'd save the best till last, and you've probably looked at all this, been like, oh, they're kind of cool by themselves. What's the coolest thing in this video? And the coolest thing in this video, I think you'll find, is that when we go to the brand new world option, so let's create a new world, because that's what we're doing today. We want to make a brand new world, and we want to experience one of Minecraft console's best exclusives, which is the custom superflats. Except guess what? New secret exclusives all over the place. So first of all, there are brand new blocks you can use there. Kelp block, usable. Stripped spruce block, or stripped all the blocks, usable. So that's 7 brand new blocks. Guess what? You want to use any of the brand new, coral blocks, usable. Want to use the dead coral blocks? No, but they're usable anyway. So that is 17 brand new blocks you can use, which, the amount of possibility increases that does is absurd. Then on top of that, we've got warm oceans, we've got lukewarm oceans, cold oceans, frozen oceans. Again, the biome they didn't admit existed on the changelog. All of these new oceans are here, which is wonderful. Again, I think that's really great by itself. But then as well as ice flats, which was the old frozen ocean. Fun fact. But with that said, we then also have brand new options on this end to have biome-specific structures, if that's your thing, which you better believe we're going to have some of those. And also to have shipwrecks. You can officially set shipwrecks to exist. It only, properly works in oceans. But still, let's say we go for a warm ocean, because I want some of that. We set some biome-specific structures, which would be the warm ocean, ruins. Set some shipwrecks on, and we can now have a custom. Again, we'll also lower the water layers from like 60 down to like let's say 30 or something, and we can now have a Minecraft world existing mostly underwater with coral at the surface if we want to. If you want to have we'll delete the coral at the surface even, you can now have some really weird options with your custom superflats, and given that custom superflats were already one of the best things about Minecraft console, one of the best exclusives, seeing them be improved in this way is really great, and because a lot of people don't even consider it, like it's just like, oh yeah, this is not something I think about, the fact that there is a brand new custom superflat option is amazing. And let me show you, by the way, just one of my favorite, uses of this. Because you are going to see that, like, let's dive into one first of all. You're going to see that, like, you spawn right on the ocean floor, and it's kind of bizarre, just like, oh, what is this whole thing? But by the way, it's worth knowing the water vision does apply right here. But yeah, it's a super bizarre thing where you can make your worlds look like a beautiful ocean, which is, again, endless in the normal way it is. You are going to find shipwrecks, you are going to find stuff like that there. But let's make things even more interesting, because this is nice by itself. Like, oh, we've also got our, as you can see, it's our, what's it called, the stronghold, but the stronghold is existing partially above the water, and most of it can't exist below the water, except the end room, which is kind of a cool thing, right? So that's wonderful. That's a great little thing by itself, and that's like a fun part of this, in my opinion. And yeah, you can do this by itself, just looking for shipwrecks, and you can find. Oh, is that coral? Yeah, that's a that's a shipwreck right there. Again, really cool by itself, but let's go back out now. Let's exit without saving. Let's take this exact same thing, but let's goof around with it a bit more. So again, I could spend a whole day, in fact, maybe I should spend a whole day just goofing around with this, and I think tomorrow we'll do a live stream on one of the more fun ones that we can come up with, because there are so many different weird things we can do. So let's take the water down from 30 to, let's say, 3. Cut that in 10, because why not, right? I like doing fun things like that. And then also add a layer on top of that of, like, I don't know, red coral. Because I like fire coral, fire AF and all that stuff. And then we'll also make it pink underneath. Actually, we'll make it blue underneath and pink up top, because I feel like that's a good combination right there. So, okay, we got 2 nice colors, complementary, 3 layers of water, all the same stuff in between. Or we could use, like, lukewarm oceans or cold oceans. We'll go with cold oceans, sure. Let's mix things up just a little bit. But now we do this exact same thing. Throw some abandoned mine shafts in there if we really want to. And now, as you can see, exactly the same setup. We can now make a wildly different world that's going to be just as fun. You could probably do this in survival if you were really, really stretching yourself, which maybe we should do for a challenge. Again, I think there's some fun streams that we could perhaps give a whirl with this. But now you can see, turning on caves, which we did, and ravines, there are gaps in the water. There are stronghold stuff peeking out of it. Is this the eye fender room? It is. That's super weird. And yeah, just it's a really, really bizarre experience that you don't usually get in your Minecraft world. Look at this, by the way. This is the strangest thing you'd ever see, and it's possible because of the custom superflat engine, only available in Minecraft console. It's worth knowing there's a version available on the PC. Obviously, it's a lot more user-friendly on console, so it's not, I guess, I mean, it's arguable whether it's exclusive or whether it's a version of the thing, but the cool thing about this is you'll see shipwrecks pointing out of nowhere. You also should find some ruins, which are doing a similar thing, but still, there are shipwrecks just all the way in the middle of nowhere, and this is the strangest, right? Like, just seeing this by itself. I think it's strange, at least. Maybe you do too. Maybe you think this is perfectly normal. This is just a normal Sunday afternoon for you, or Tuesday afternoon. Maybe, well, I mean, it's a Tuesday evening in the UK, but like, it's afternoon somewhere. Maybe that's what all of this is. This is just like, yep, this is perfectly expectable nonsense. But to me, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen, and I can't wait to see if it's possible, like, see how far we can get. Can we defeat the Ender Dragon in a sea-only world? The coral died here because it's got gravel. Gravel killed coral! I'm just saying, gravel has caused too many problems today. But yeah, this is absolutely insane, and this is the best secret feature in the update. Again, it's worth noting that there's a lot more we can probably do with it. I think this is one of the most fun examples that I could come up with in the first, like, hour or so, not hour or so, but, hour or so of, like, giving it some wiggles around or whatever. But if you have any better ideas, I'd love to hear about them with your comments down below. That'd be a good place, I reckon. By the way, I'm just going to check if there are diamonds in there. There's carrots. We could set up a real farm if we can find dirt, right? I wonder if there is a way to find dirt. Isn't that fun? I think, like, trying to set up a wilderness would be absolutely insane and brilliant and huge fun, and that's something I'll probably be doing, again, in a stream tomorrow, because today, streaming some survival, or just finished by the time this goes live. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure you did like it if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. You can turn on notifications, and guess what? It's absolutely free if you do so. That's right, turning on notifications, absolutely free. Who would have figured? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next secret feature video, if there is one. because 6 secret features, maybe we should do some more. Got any more secret features? Not found the changelog? Let me know in the comments down below. But for now, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.